In today's video, we're going to be discussing the do or die moment for the cryptocurrency market. Whether we follow history and do in fact go on a mega alt season, or do we completely crash and enter an early bear market. Either way, millionaires will be made. What is going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. In today's video, we will be discussing the market cycles, the Bitcoin bullish cycles, and what this means for altcoins across the board. I hope you guys stick around. I'll try to keep this one short and sweet. So this is a video I uploaded for members back in November, and we can see overall Bitcoin dating back to the beginning. Now, Bitcoin was born in 2009 of January. We can see some of the first big impulses for Bitcoin, a 55,000% pump, followed by a massive crash. We finally encountered the first Bitcoin halving date in November of 2012. We had the next one in July 2016, and we had the most recent Bitcoin halving, or when the block rewards are cut in half, in May 2020. What typically happens after this? Well, Bitcoin usually goes on a nice bullish cycle, and then followed by an 80 to 90% crash across the board for crypto. Do I believe that we get an 80 to 90% crash for Bitcoin? Yes, eventually. But I am just so focused on alts for maximizing my returns because I am here for ROI. I don't care about the token price. So 55,000% pump, then 80-90% crash. 8 to 9,000% pump, 80 to 90% crash, followed by, from the Bitcoin halving date, about a 2,800% pump, then 80 to 90% crash. And then our most recent pump, of course, this video was actually back in November, so we're just matching up with the May Bitcoin halving, and then a 600% pump. So overall, there are diminishing returns across the board for Bitcoin. The opportunity is getting smaller. I'm more interested in getting my return on investment in the altcoin market. Now, this is another must follow in the community. We have Credible Crypto going over this. This was posted back in November. If you believe that we have seen our bull market top, then you believe that for the first time in Bitcoin's 10 plus year history, we have seen our cycle top in less time than the prior one. So history shows each cycle gets longer. As you can see from this measurement, this first cycle was 280 days. Then, after the first Bitcoin halving, went on a 742-day, really macro bull run, followed by another 80% crash, as I've been saying. Then, from 742 days, now 1,071 days. Then 80% crash. And now currently, we're already surpassing the previous length of the cycle. So does this cycle last longer? Yes, I believe so. And we always see a massive crash in the market or retracement. But what is the overall trajectory of this market? A beautiful upward trend. Now you can look at the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves. I absolutely love this and seeing a lot of people doing this as well. Fibs don't lie. The Fibonacci is a beautiful gauge to measure growth. You guys can see the Bitcoin halving dates on zenledger.io, November 2012, July 2016, and May 2020. And as you can see right here with this vertical line, we're trying to guess and just set a gauge of the next Bitcoin halving date in 2024. So I believe that there will be another bullish cycle after that period. And as you can see, 2024 and 2028. And look how low these block rewards are going to be getting for Bitcoin if Bitcoin does in fact survive. If you guys are curious, these are some of my favorite long-term holds in this market. And yes, I'm still waiting for Flare. And now we have Blockchain Backer, another must follow. And he has been showing his data for the past several years. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance sitting right at 40%. Now, when Bitcoin dominance breaks down, it means altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. And as you can see right here on his chart, we have market cap of Bitcoin dominance falling. And what happened in the beginning of the year? That's when we had that first big push for alts. Now we are sitting back at support. So this is the do or die moment. Me personally, and I believe a lot of people are hoping for this, that Bitcoin dominance finally breaks through and creates a new low. I'll show you another chart shortly. I was talking about this back in March as well when we saw this first free fall of Bitcoin dominance collapsing. Alts were rocketing, is the easiest money ever. And I thought we were going to do a mega drop like this. We did a decent sized drop, but I still believe we have another one, just like everybody's measuring up with this cycle. And we can even see Credible Crypto sharing this exact same thing back in May. And I go on to say, many know that nothing has changed. All of us have been looking on the charts for the past several years. We've studied the cycles, we understand it at this point and know what to look for on the macro. Now listen to this. You want to know when you should start taking profit on your altcoins and start being cautious about a potential end of this bull run? When Bitcoin dominance falls below 30%, creating a new low. Until then, you're most likely selling your altcoins way too soon, especially after this recent drop. So let's look at this chart that he has on the weekly time frame of Bitcoin dominance. Notice we had Bitcoin completely collapsing in early 2017 when we saw the first alt season. Then it does it again. That low was about 35%. You can come to CoinMarketCap and see the same thing. You can see Bitcoin dominance up top at 40.7% to keep track of it if you'd like. But this is the exact same thing. So he's betting that we create a new low on the Bitcoin dominance price chart. And as Bitcoin collapses, will it sometimes initially pull alts back even further? Yes, but we're waiting for this to finally break through. And historically, alts rocket at this point. All the money flows out of Bitcoin, goes into the altcoin market. So again, my bias remains the same for the cryptocurrency market. From now until the next 3 to 6 months, we will know whether we are right or wrong about a big move for the altcoins. Millionaires will be made regardless, either from insane alt pumps or insane discounts. The do or die moment is here. And this is just a super basic approach on the weekly time frame for a variety of assets. We can see Zcash on the left-hand side. We can see ADA, Cardano on the right-hand side. From the previous all-time high that was set in 2018, I'm not using this crazy wick that shows Zcash at $30,000. I'm using the 2018 high. We can see Zcash is still below the 236 Fibonacci retracement. We have Bitcoin, Ether, AVAX, Sol, Luna. I've counted dozens that are up at this 2618, 3618, and even the 4.236. Other assets like Telcoin, Gala, and a variety of others actually surpassed this level and went to the next impulse. Either way, the gold extensions surpassing the 100% retracement. So this is how I'm hedging my bet in alts that I believe in, not meme coins. I'm trying to play it safe and focus on altcoins that are still below the 236, just like anybody that was able to scoop ADA when it was down around 23 cents. You also have these crazy wicks for ADA in the past, wicking people out, stopping people out, and then going on to create a higher high. Now, if ADA does in fact go to $5 or $10, that's awesome, but I would much rather place my bet in alts that are down here. And this is Zcash. So I'm going to remain bullish on alts that have yet to even surpass the previous all-time high well below the Fibonacci retracements. I'm not going to consider selling any until they reach maybe the 786, the 1618, 2618, 4.236, and potentially even hold a little bit for life. And this is just my long-term bag. So as I say, I'm just not interested in panic selling XRP as it's right on or just below the 236 Fibonacci retracement compared to its all-time high. I think XLM, I think Algo, I think HBAR, I think they all look great. I can really DCA, improve my position, even if it's not fun waiting, and just suck it up and keep buying until they reach those higher prices. That's my personal strategy. It's right for me. It may not be right for you, and that's completely fine. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. This is just what I decide upon for myself. And the same thing can be said about the XRP price chart, as we can see on the weekly time frame, using the all-time high, wick to wick, swing high, swing low, and drag it over. Where are we today? Does this fulfill my criteria to continue to DCA within? Well, it's below the 236. So if it's below the 236 or below where I initially entered, I continue to DCA. So this goes across the board for any assets that I believe are 1, legitimate, have sound funding, and are here to stay with real utility today. Most of this market is speculative. I believe XRP is a safe bet. Has it been a very bad performer this year? Yes, but bad performers should actually make you more bullish, because if they do in fact reach those levels that Bitcoin and Ether or even other alts up here, that is an all-time high price. So I will happily continue to look crazy, and this will be an extremely profitable strategy for me in the long run. Whether or not you're a moon boy, you believe $100 for XRP, $1,000 for XRP, or you simply believe that we reach any of these levels in these golden extensions, that is how I'm playing it. A return to me is a return. I'm not married to any asset. I'm here for an ROI. And yes, I know crypto is so much more fun when everybody's in profit. Crypto Twitter's a blast. I'm so happy to see everybody winning and hopeful for the future. But the worst days, the hardest days in crypto are during the crashes, or when people lost hope, when sentiment is at an all-time low and everybody's attacking each other. For me, that is bullish. And those are the most important days where all the opportunity lies. So will these prices matter in a few years? You tell me. Each person has a different outlook, and I know mine. Bitcoin reached a $1 trillion market cap. Yes, other altcoins will. I know Ether is halfway there. I just believe that utility is going to open up the floodgates to this market that we never thought possible. And what are my top picks right here? Well, of course, just right on my page, these are some of my favorite assets, and I hold all of these. I do not hold 50 plus assets if I talk about other assets because I'm excited to keep track of developments. I will retweet and discuss a variety of assets. But if you have, let's say, a 100K portfolio, I don't think you need to hold 50 different alts. I think you should really double down on focus on less. For me, less is more. You don't need to take 50 trades to be successful. You can do macro swing trades or simply just have a take profit strategy that works for you. Sometimes the best thing to do when markets are crashing or anything in between is nothing at all. Just sit on your hands. On another note, the best financial advice, good luck using the Coinbase application or Coinbase the exchange. When alts do explode, we know that sometimes they're just down and they shut you off. So you want to have multiple backup exchanges. You want to have your withdrawal limit set completely. Anything in between. I know everybody and all the OGs know this from 2017, 2018, 2019, but just wanted to refresh anybody's memory. It is worth it to have crypto exchanges all set up, KYC, AML, everything in between set up for parabolic rises. So when my alts are in cold storage, I can then send them to an exchange that I know is up and running, and then I can take profit. You can even use an over-the-counter OTC trading desk like I do, Caleb and Brown, which is linked in the video description. Coinbase app is incredibly expensive. There's tons of spreads that you don't even see. If I was to use the Coinbase application and swap crypto to crypto, I'd much rather just go to Coinbase Pro, which is their order book, and you can actually go on their exchange. Binance US, in my opinion, is cheaper. The spreads, there's just a lot of hidden fees on Coinbase that I'm not a fan of. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to call it a day. I have some meetings to get ready for, but I also just wanted to highlight just the macro overview. Assets are reaching up here. We have 70 to 80 that have already created a new all-time high price. Some have created a second 2021 high using this high. Either way, for me, there's upside in assets that are well below their retracement. So I continue to DCA, and I'm going to be selling at a higher price later on. Fun waiting? Not at all. But if it was easy, everybody would do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to like and sub. All links are in the video description. And until next time.